world, hello friends, welcome back to my channel where we talk all about tech. Today I'm in Mexico working remotely and I'm taking you along for a day in my life. Today I'll take you through a typical work from home day, but since we're in Mexico, I'll also bring you to an acro yoga jam in the evening and to visit a bit of Playa del Carmen, which is a really popular destination for digital nomads. I'm temporarily working from Mexico and using some of my remote work from anywhere weeks. So first, I'm gonna take you through my morning routine, which I do on days when I'm feeling productive. Not all the time. Today is not one of those productive days, but you know, every day is different. Let's go. I was actually working from Mexico back in December, and it used to be the same time zone as Eastern time, but now the time zone is an hour earlier, so I try to start work around 8 a.m., but this doesn't always work, and since it's pretty flexible, it really depends on if I have meetings and how much mezcal I've consumed the night before. I try to wake up around 7 to 7:30, depending on when my sleep cycle app thinks it's the best time to wake up. This gives me a bit of me time before work to make the bed, do a little workout, a little meditation, post on social media, and make my coffee. Sometimes, if I'm cramped for time, like today, I multitask the workout with brushing my teeth or post on social media during my workout and order my morning coffee and snack on Uber Eats. Let's go outside. On this particular day, I was doing handstands by the pool and I really confused the Uber Eats delivery guy who brought me my morning coffee and cheesecake. I intermittent fast like the Silicon Valley tech bro I am though, so I save my cheesecake for later, but coffee is always allowed. I usually work in the living room so I can keep my workspace separate from where I eat or sleep, but since most of the Airbnbs here are studios, I tend to have an all-in-one space for everything. Sometimes I work outside if it's not too sunny or not too rainy, but as you can see today, it is very wet out here. It almost filled out this hot tub a little bit, so quite the rainy day, and I'm just gonna stick around inside. When the clock strikes 8, and I log on to check my email and get to inbox 0 once again. If you don't use inbox 0 methodology, shame on you. Highly recommend it. Then I open my work laptop and stare at my screen for a good 10 minutes, hoping that my broken code from yesterday somehow automatically starts working. It's called manifesting. Look it up. Then I pray to the Stack Overflow and Google gods to put me in their good graces and give me all the answers today. Since it's Thursday, I usually only have one meeting, which is a one-on-one with my manager, who's a morning person and likes to book 9:30 a.m. meetings, which are now an ungodly 8:30 a.m. because of the time difference. To be fair, he also did this because he knew I was working from Europe before and was trying to schedule my meetings earlier in the day, which is really nice. In this morning's meeting, I told him I stepped on a blowfish over the weekend and my friends were all telling me I could die because they're poisonous and they were afraid I'd have to go to a Mexican hospital, but I just put vodka on it and everything was fine. And he thought it was hilarious, but I realize I overshare way too much. We also discuss important things like best practices for the implementation of my feature, which is when I usually ask him if I can record the call so I can reference it later. Because 1, I'm too lazy to take notes, and 2, I'm too slow to keep up with his technical jargon. Then I usually later regret the fact that I have video evidence of me oversharing my life problems to my manager, but it is a very useful trick for when you're like me and digest information way better by hearing it a million times. So, highly recommend recording meetings. After this meeting, I pretty much have all day to code. Technically, Thursdays are no meeting Thursdays, but I have a total of maybe 4 or 5 mandatory meetings each week, which is absolutely beautiful because I've really gotten used to this lack of human interaction. Sometimes, like today, I get on an impromptu call to more efficiently discuss problems, or sometimes it's just faster to do a code review over a call than going back and forth in a PR. I'm also trying this new thing where if I'm stuck on something for more than an hour, I ask my coworkers for help. It's been amazing and I highly recommend I wish I started doing this earlier rather than struggling for days on end with silly issues that can be solved in 10 minutes with just some help. So remember to ask for help. And to counteract my stupid questions, I like to wear my blue light blocking glasses to look smarter in these potential sporadic meetings. And also as a bonus, they help block blue light so I feel like I get less headaches, or at least the placebo of protecting my eyes and feeling smarter. Sometimes I even change into my Google shirt so my coworkers know I'm dedicated to the company. But also because it's hot in Mexico and I don't want to unprofessionally wear spaghetti straps in my meetings, and this is the only t-shirt I have. So appearances are important. After this impromptu meeting, it was already past noon, so time to have yesterday's leftover sushi and fruits for lunch. So after a very productive morning routine, we're allowed to have cheesecake because life is all about balance. Also, of course, another mandatory coffee. If you're a software engineer and not consuming minimum 2 coffees a day, I don't believe you. Let me know in the comments how many coffees you drink, and we'll see who's the softwariest developer of them all. After lunch, I spent most of the day addressing PR comments, refactoring, and creating a new PR where I'm actually integrating my changes into the system. Sometimes, if I have trouble getting into the flow, I do Pomodoros or switch up my work location. Today, I worked a little inside, a bit outside, and I feel like it takes away some of the cabin fever that's linked with a 9-to-5 desk job where you're sitting in the same spot staring at the screen for 8 hours a day. I also try to take breaks whenever I finish a task and go for a walk, just sit outside on the patio, or guiltily go on social media. Though I do have app limits set on my social media apps for work hours because I lack self-control. I now set an alarm for 30 minutes after the workday is over to remind myself to actually close out of work just in case I forget or am in the zone, because working from home, it's important to keep good boundaries, and I especially struggle with that. I usually try to wrap up whatever I'm working on and leave at a logical endpoint to make it easier for future Delia to pick up where I left off tomorrow. I then check emails one last time and wrap up all my work around 5:30 Eastern Time, which is 4:30 p.m. Mexican time, and then head out to meet up with my acro yoga gang at 5 p.m. I have come here to do some acro yoga. There is a huge acro yoga community here, which is super cool, and it is my new favorite thing. So I'm gonna attempt to take clips of that, but my GoPro battery is at 10%. It's probably not gonna work out, but at some point I'll do that. But check this place out. It's such a nice community space here. There's people doing acro yoga, circuits. There's a little gym over there. There's a market. There's absolutely everything here. So I'm so happy I discovered this acro yoga community here. If you are in Playa and into acro or yoga or anything close to that, highly, highly recommend you try that out. Then I went out for some sushi, walked around Playa del Carmen a bit. So it's like a group chat of all the taxi drivers, and then it's like a walkie-talkie. Oh, that's so cool. I need to tell everyone. After a long and fun day, I went to bed. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would super appreciate it if you gave it a like, leave any questions you have below, and hopefully you subscribe so that I can see you in the next video. Bye!